Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Live, but it's only going to be a short one, and it's a new series called Heaven and Stu from the Lager Logs is in. We're with the Lager Logs today. They're on the first episode, and it's a heaven and hell in terms of beer. Hello, Stu. How you doing, mate?
Hello. It's like I knew I was short for time. I didn't know I was.
Nah, you're right, mate. I was just introducing it. This is a brand new series called, like I say, Heaven and Hell, and we're going to get guests on for every episode, and they're going to talk us through their beer heaven and their beer hell. Now, because it's the Lager Logs, I feel it's only right that we do a lager-based beer heaven and hell. Lager, then. It's come back in vogue. A lot of craft breweries are pinning their hopes in it. There's been, obviously, you've got your traditional sort of pilsners, you've got your helles, you've got all different types, but there's things like Italian pilsner that have come into the mix, and it's really becoming, and brewers love it because there's a couple of reasons why brewers love it. I'll let the brewers talk about that, but it's really becoming a style that a lot of people are turning to, especially with the scorching weather that we're experiencing in the UK right now. And when I say scorching, Trav from Australia is going to watch this. He'll laugh at me, but it is scorching for the UK, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Right. Tom's not in at the moment, but that won't stop us because he'll be along in a minute, I'm sure.
I nipped away for a pee.
Stu, I've kind of dropped one on you actually, because when I made contact with you on Instagram, I originally talked about doing a Snog, Marry, Avoid beer edition.
Yeah, you did.
Tried to make a thumbnail for it about 30 minutes ago, realised how stupid it was, and I thought beer heaven and hell probably works a lot better than Snog, Marry, Avoid for two reasons. It's just a bit more beery in it, and secondly, you will actually get an insight. If I do Snog, Marry and Avoid, you'll get an insight into my horrendous trashy television that's on after 10 p.m. So, Stu, obviously I've dropped this one on you a little bit. So what I was going to say was, I explained it on Instagram on our message. If you could choose 3 lagers that would go in your heaven and 3 that you'd like to see burn in the darkest depths of hell. YouTube loves drama, so let's start with hell first.
Okay.
What's your first beer that you would confine to beer hell? Lager,
My
of course.
first one would be Drygate's Bareface Bite.
I've not had that. I'm not a Drygate fan.
It's readily accessible to me, so I've been slowly trying them. But there's your standard Bareface Lager, and then one of the beer festivals they done a Bareface Bite, which is like a lager shandy. So it was like 2.5%. I don't know why I bought it. I was sort of like, let's try one of each. And when I eventually came around to that one, I was just like pouring dishwater into a cup.
Right.
And thinking, well, let's try it. And it was like just watery hints of lemon. And it was just a waste of a can.
That's fair. That's fair. And so absolutely no quality in it at all. Literally the most dead beer.
Yeah, it was sort of every time I took a sip, it was just like I was punishing myself. It's just sort of like, why are you doing this? Like, you took one sip, you've decided this is the worst lager you've ever had.
A glass of misery is what you're saying.
Yes. And it was just like 440 ml tin. It's like, no, you're finishing it for some reason because you're also frugal. So.
Oh, yeah, that sounds pretty miserable, mate.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty miserable.
So.
The first beer that I'm going to confine, I've had a change of heart. I've got a little list here on the back of this. I've had a change of heart. The first beer that I'm confining, or lager that I'm confining to hell, is Oranjeboom. Now, Oranjeboom, a lot of people have had it and a lot of people haven't had it. I don't. It's not one of those easily accessible beers. As far as I know, Oranjeboom was being brewed by Shepherd Neame under license. It is the most diluted metallic drivel that I think I've ever had the displeasure of drinking. Because I used to live in Kent where Shepherd Neame was, I was about 35 minutes from Shepherd Neame. It was everywhere. They used to do it. They used to sell it along with another lager that was like a Stella ripoff called Hurlemans, commonly known as Hooligans. No quality in that beer at all. It was metallic. It really, really was a glass of pain. And like you say, every sip you kind of think, oh my
Why am I
God.
doing this?
Yeah. Why am I doing this?
Mhm.
Right, beer hell then. Sorry, beer heaven, sorry.
Okay.
Any any beer that jumps to mind that's going to go in heaven?
Mine's would one of them would be a Pelosi Hell's Lager from Edinburgh Beer Factory.
I've not had anything from Edinburgh Beer Factory.
Right. I did the factory tour on like a stag do years ago, and there were just the amount of the lager they were just handing you throughout the tour. Just loved it, and now it's regularly available in like Aldi's and Lidl's, and it's always like a nice tall blue tin. That it's all about this. I think it's an artist called Pelosi, so it's a lot of it's like the can designs is based on his old art styles. So it's got a
Right.
really nice design in it. It's a sort of like a strong Hell's lager, but oh, every time I see just one of those wee tall boy, wait, that didn't make sense. Wee tall boys in Aldi's is like, I'll take one.
And it's what is it a can?
Oh, price wise,
Yeah.
yeah, it's no more than £2. It's maybe like 150, 180, something about that. So it's not bad. Like for like a craft lager. So it's reasonable and reliable. It's probably one of the things I like about it.
Can't moan at that, mate. Cannot moan at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to my fridge. So I've just redone this room.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a fridge right here that you can't see. All these cans on top. I'm going to go to my
Oh, yeah.
fridge, and hopefully it's nice and chilled now. My first beer heaven, and it'll be no surprise to anybody, is this. Oh, Hofbrau Original Lager.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 500ml bottle. It's 5.1%. It's £2.50 on the Morrison shelf.
Ah, okay. That's about the rate for Morrison's.
And I think I just don't think there's a better lager out there for that money, and especially in a 500ml bottle. So I'm going to crack that right now. Actually,
I have not tried that, but I'll look out for it.
It's just a very, very, very good German lager. And the things with lagers, obviously, there's not a lot of places to hide for the breweries. It's because they're so clean, they're so crisp. They have to be good. If they're not good, they're normally bad. It sounds silly to say, but if they're not good, they're bad. But you very, very rarely get like a mediocre lager. So I'm going to put this in a glass right now. Let's do another beer heaven. I feel I'm feeling the vibe. I'm feeling better vibes than slagging beers off.
Okay.
What's your next?
I'll copy you. I'll just pull out one from the fridge. Caesar Augustus Lager IPA Hybrids. This is from Williams Brewers.
Is that going to be like a cold IPA? Do you reckon? Because they're kind of in vogue at the moment, aren't they?
Kind of. It's like a surprisingly clean, crisp drink. So I think you get the real feeling of lager from it. So, and it feels more of a lager to me than an IPA. But
right, okay.
It's delicious. This is like a 4-pack, and this is just like the third 10. It's just like.
And where have you bought that from?
Regular. That was part of the Little Beer Festival.
Okay.
It's strange because we've got two variations of it. There's this bottled one.
Okay.
This is the one you would see in the shops normally, and this was the 4-pack. Yeah. So, and it's, I think this actually is 0.1% stronger for some reason. This is 4.1, and this is only 4. But I've been really enjoying these for the last week, especially with this weather.
Yeah, man, it's been a bit of a nightmare. I'm just going to block this. I don't know if a moderator can just take care of those things in the chat. If anyone's in the chat that's a moderator, we don't need to have cheap sex on Tinder. My next beer, what have I got on this list? I'm going to follow you. I'm going to follow you on the Lidl theme.
Okay.
Or was it Aldi? I think it was Aldi. Buckham Bohemia. It was in a 330 bottle. It was about £1.29 a bottle. It's that bottle cap right there. That one right there.
Right.
I recently put it in a head-to-head between, it was Buckham Bohemia Lager, Craft Lager, and Jeremy Clarkson's Hawkstone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know. I just knew this would happen. He's here. Tommy's here, and I knew it would happen.
You said you need to go for a pee.
So the last time I experienced a live chat with you, Tom, I think you were naked, Tom, or topless, or
one of the two, most possibly. Yeah. How you guys doing? You okay? Don't
Very
mind
well,
this.
mate.
I was doing a bit of cleaning before, just a bit of housekeeping. It was a bit dirty over there in that area. Just at the top, so I was just dusting that
Do
a
you
little
fancy
bit.
a bit of
But
work
this
around mine, mate?
camera's a bit dusty too. I'm quite busy at the moment. I got a lot on, but maybe check back next week. That'd be great. How you guys doing? You okay? Yeah.
All good, mate. Thank you. All good. We've just done a couple of our heaven and hells.
Good.
Just for a recap, Stu, what have you put into?
Okay.
What did you put into hell?
I put in Drygate's Bareface Bite, their lager shandy.
There we go. I put into hell a Rangiboom lager, normally available in some pretty grotty looking 440 cans for not very much money.
That's one I've been trying to for a long time. Heard that one's fairly terrible. So very keen to try it.
Yeah, honestly, it's heavy depression in a glass. It's absolutely rank. We've done a couple of beer heavens. So, Stu, what did you go for beer heaven wise?
I mentioned the Edinburgh Beer Factory's Pelosi Held Lager.
But I feel Stu's chosen that because they just plied loads of free glasses at the brewery tour.
It's probably that, to be honest. Yeah, nice, Stu. He loves a freebie.
My more recent favourites, the Caesar Augustus Lager IPA.
Fantastic.
There we go.
Brew. Really nice brew.
Two beers that I haven't had, so I'll certainly look out for those, especially if they're in Aldi and Lidl, because there's a couple of those places around me. I've got this. This was my first beer heaven, Hofbrau Original Lager. You just can't go wrong with it. You just can't argue with it. I don't know. It's
really like the Hofbrau stuff.
It's a Volkswagen Passat. It is reliable. It's just nothing overly exciting, but you know what you're getting every single time, and it's not overly expensive. It is the Volkswagen Passat beers, and I don't mean that horribly. And my second beer heaven was the Buckham Bohemia craft lager that was in the Aldi or Lidl. It's Aldi Beer Festival, isn't it? Or Lidl Beer Festival. I can never remember which one.
So,
but Aldi or Lidl. £1.29. It's that bottle cap right there. Only beers that I enjoyed ended up on that. It's that bottle cap right there. It's like I say, £1.29, and it wiped the floor in terms of quality with the Hawkstone Lager from Jezza. Big J. So Tom, you've got three beers to catch up on. You've got a beer hell and two heavens.
Okay. They give you a beer purgatory.
As you wish, my friend.
Somewhere in the middle. Well, I'm gonna just say cheers, lads. Just opened up a hobgoblin.
Cheers.
I should add, actually, you're called the Lagerlogs, but it's not just lager, is it? I saw a Hobgoblin Gold video the other day. There's a little bit going on your channel, more than lager, that's for sure.
Yes, that's it. We're
a bit slutty when it comes to the beer world, to be honest.
I can tell.
Everything we get around, we're a bit promiscuous. This is for clean only, you. It's not for anything else. Okay.
I've screenshotted it. It's fine.
Okay. This is for dusting purpose.
Tom, this is why we can't have nice things.
Probably more interesting than me. Is this a nice thing? No idea.
I think it's nice.
Inform me next time, please.
So where are you going to go first? You're going to go heaven or hell first, Tom?
So, I'll probably go heaven, to be honest. One that I was thinking about earlier that I really like, always really liked, is Holsten Pils.
Yes.
It's
a
classic. It's one that you see around a lot. I think it's probably one that's faded from the limelight a little bit, sadly, in terms of popularity. But just brilliant beer. It's Pilsner. It's got a little hint of that spicy hoppiness that you get with Pilsners, but not too overbearing. just a nice, well-rounded taste, and it's one that I return to a lot. It was hard to get for a little while, but it's got a lot easier to now. So I tend to jump on it quite a bit.
It did fade off the radar, didn't it?
Probably
It did
my
fade
favourite
off the radar.
Yeah, for sure.
What about your beer hell then?
Beer hell. Sorry, Scotland, but I have to say, Tenants. I just have to do it.
It's in our veins.
Me and Stu's little Glasgow holiday we had end of last year was filled with fantastic beers, but that was not them, sadly. It just has that bitter, syrupy twang to it that is quite common with your American lagers, which I just don't like, and it's very watery, very basic. A good accompaniment to a vindaloo or a kebab, but that's all it's good for, really. So
I've never had it.
Yeah,
I feel like we need to do
I hate. Do
something.
you know what I hate to do it to you, Scotland. I think Scotland at the moment is the best place to be in terms of beer. A lot of amazing stuff coming out, but Tenants is not on that list, sadly.
There we go.
Harsh but fair.
So let's move on. Let's do another hell. Let's do another hell. Stu, I'll start with you. Where are we going?
I'm going to go for a recent one. I tried ABK the other night, and
you didn't like that one?
Hells?
Yeah, and it was just something about it, just the strongest metallic taste, and even the foam looked a little off. It was strange. It felt like as if it had rusted, which makes no sense since it was bottled. But I would just drink. It's like, God, strong metallic taste, and I'd like just to pour some of the head off it because it just didn't look right at all. So I'm not sure if it was just was it skunked or a bad batch, but it was disappointing.
I've had ABK. I've had the Helles. My local serves it, and I have to say I don't mind it. I do understand what you mean about the metallic-y thing.
Yeah,
100%. I have to say, my first experience of it, I was doing one of those like. Go on, Tom.
I was going to say, I think it's fantastic beer. I really like ABK themselves that do fantastic beer. I really like their Pilsner. Is one that you see and pop up a lot more in craft beer places recently, and it's another. It's probably a go-to draft lager for me for sure. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a bit sad I didn't like it, Stu, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a shame.
That's it. I'll try it again. That's it. It was one of those bottles when I took off the shelf at Co-op. It had like the thick layer of stew, and it's like, man, you've been left here for a while.
I'll tell you what, I had a bad experience at Co-op. I don't know if you saw my Instagram, I bought some Northern Monk Eternal, and it went out of date at the beginning of May, and I drank it was like a weekend before last, and I drank it, and I was like, this just doesn't
high as a kite.
and I looked at the bottom of the can. I was like, that's the reason why. That is the reason why. Right, Tom, your beer, another beer hell from you, or a lager hell, should I say?
Beer hell from me, lager hell. Hey, I mean, I think it's bittersweet to do this. I'd put a lot of those cheap kind of bog standard lagers that you get quite common in England, your Tuborgs, Grolsches.
Oh yeah.
Lynn, it's bittersweet, like I said, because I've got good memories of my youth with an F attached to those, and it's a bit of a nostalgic taste, but kind of there's no rose tinted glasses for me with them. You have them now. I returned to Grolsch recently now, and I was thinking that's just a terrible beer, sadly. And I want to love all beer, so it always hurts to say this. Oh yeah, well no, I had 8 cans, of course. I wasn't going to wet them. It was a good night actually, apart from the beer. But yeah, it was not a good brew, and it was a pretty rough kind of rediscovery for me on that one. But yeah, just those selected kind of ones that you get in nightclubs for £1.20. Not
I know what you mean.
Inflation, but back in the day when I was clubbing back in the early 40s in the ballrooms, the dance halls at that
The
time.
ballrooms.
cheap as chips.
Dancing around your handbags.
A little bit of that, yeah. A little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
What's my next beer hell? I had 3 written down. I haven't used any of them so far. My next beer hell is gonna, because the more the conversation started, you've made me think, and Tubal ticked a little memory in my head. My next beer hell.
I feel like I'm seeing Dragon Force in concert all over again.
Not good.
My next beer hell is Carlsberg. Not Carlsberg Export. I've got lots of good memories of, 20 bottles for a tenner when I was a kid, and you go and do Centurions around your mate's house and get absolutely slaughtered. The normal Carlsberg.
Love Carlsberg Export. It's still a great beer. Still a great beer.
I don't mind. Carlsberg Export is well all right. If there's a moderator, can we get rid of? We don't need cheaper Tinder dates.
See what you've done, Tom. You brought all the.
That's what it is. They're trying to pull him, aren't they?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come.
See, this is what happens when you look for singles in your area. Tom shows up.
Yeah, loads of hot singles. Carlsberg for me.
So I'm here for the day.
One of my childhood friends. One of my childhood friends, Richard. He's a lovely guy. I won't mention his surname. Richard. I love Richard, but he's as daft as a brush. And we had a group of friends, and my mate Tom was getting married, and Richard was the best man. And we had we got into a group chat, WhatsApp group chat. Stack Top Wine. I'm not going to say the name. Tom Stag Do. And it turns out he went, lads, we're going to Copenhagen. And my first text back was, mate, do you know we're on a stag do? He was like, yeah. I was like, you know, like those sort of Scandinavian countries, they have quite high prices on their beer. Yeah. I was like, why are we going to Scandinavia then? Why don't we go to like Madrid or something? Anyway, went to Scandinavia. 15 quid for a pint of Carlsberg. Cheapest we could find.
Bargain. Absolutely.
And for no other reason than that, I hate Carlsberg. I absolutely hate it. I don't think it's even anywhere near the worst lager you can lay your hands on in the UK. But paying 15 quid for over 3 days, I spent about 1,500 quid on Carlsberg. No. Just not doing it.
That's a tale to tell the kids, isn't it? Yeah, it's I don't think I don't think well, I do think actually Carlsberg is not the best, but I think with the existence of export, it really isn't particularly worth drinking anymore, because you get everything that you get from the normal version in export with that higher ABV, and it's just a better beer all round, to be honest. I think you pay a little bit extra for it, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I went into a store and it was like one of these tiny little shops and they had Carlsberg Export on the shelf and nothing else, I'll walk out the store relatively happy. You know,
because it won't cost you 15 quid.
Yeah.
Can I write you a check?
I just see that green can and my blood pressure goes up. It's just ridiculous. So let's do. What have we done? Let's do our final heaven.
All right.
Our final heaven, the big boy. You know, the big boy. Tom, we're going to go back to you. We'll go in reverse order.
Okay, I'd say Carlsberg.
The Dream 10.
But only when it's overpriced, otherwise I won't drink it. No, I think you just mentioned Madrid, and one of my favorite beers is from there, and that's Mao. And it was always a pretty underrated beer. You could only get it here and there, but recently
Is that spelled like Mahou?
I've seen it everywhere. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, I've always pronounced it Mao, but you can find it quite easily now. Me and Stu recently did a little head-to-head on our channel, and I found it in Home Bargains of all places. Tons of 4-packs of it and singles.
Probably brewed in Spain as well, if it's no bargains.
Yeah, I would think so, and imported. So it didn't really explain the 89p price tag on the bottles, or around that it was. But it's a great beer. Don't let appearances fool you because it is in home bargains and it is cheap, but it's really, really lovely beer, crisp, thirst quenching, very clean, very smooth, perfect summer lager. I would say, to be honest, highly recommended from me. It comes in a few different variants. I think there's a stronger version and a weaker version, but the standard OG Mao, the red label, is a gorgeous beer.
Yeah. No, a nice one, mate. I've seen. I tell you what, that brand, you call it Mao. I know, because I'm just a stupid person from Kent. I know it as Mahou, and it just reminds me of those classic football matches of Real Madrid playing. That it's got the white stars, isn't it, next to the name? That's where I recognise it from, because Barcelona always had Estrella, and then Real Madrid always had Mahou. Estrella was a cracking beer as well. What
Talk about beer wars, Jesus! They did it before us.
Oh, doesn't get more brutal than that.
For me, my number one heaven beer would be I think what we described it as like a rice lager, Asahi. Talking about butchering names, it's my turn.
Yeah, definitely.
I grabbed a bunch of beer from a co-op for a caravan holiday, and Asahi, which is like, right, you'll do. I've not tried you, and it was just the cleanest, crispest like lager I've tried, and it was just like 5 out of 5. This is the best lager I've tasted. It just nailed
lovely draft
every
lager.
category.
Works really well on draft.
It reminds me of a Japanese bar. We used to have a Japanese bar in Maidstone called Carla Reds, and you used to buy pints of Asahi with your mates. They used to bring out prawn crackers. So, yeah, that deserves a place in heaven for the prawn crackers. But no, I know what you mean.
Form of tapas.
You didn't dip it in your pint, did you?
But Asahi, I haven't had Asahi in a long time. Did Asahi not buy like London Pride or something? Or Asahi,
I've never looked into it.
Big London brewer.
Bought Fuller's, maybe.
I think so. Or Fuller's bought Asahi. It was one way or another. If someone in the chat knows, please let me know. I can see your chat coming up. But yeah, there's lots of people complimenting you, Tom, on your get up, mate. And we've had Chris, we've had Paul's beer reviews. I'm
not here to enter. I had some clean. I had some dusting to do. You know, me and Mr. Sheen had a date, and I just feel like people are getting the wrong idea, and I just feel bad. You know, I just take my clothes off, guys.
His heyday would have taken you on the date.
So just strip.
No.
Yeah, that is true, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that is very true.
Final beer heaven. I'm going to go with a craft lager, which is annoying. Paul's beer review says, yeah, Asahi purchased Fuller's about 3 years back now. Yeah, I thought so. I'm going to go for a craft lager. And it's from one of my favourite craft breweries. And I massively, massively encourage everybody to check them out. They're brilliant. They're called Duration. I know a lot of people are going to be like, bloody hell, I've had their beer. They are brilliant. And they do a beer called Cutting Grass. And it is an Italian Pilsner. And I just remember I had 9 holes of golf after work. My mate said, do you fancy a beer? My mate Joe. I went round his house and he had 4 Cutting Grass chilling in the freezer. It's big on the lemon.
Exceptional.
It's just the freshest thing I think I've ever tasted in my life. I literally get tears in my eyes thinking about how good it was. I think they've rebrewed it. They always rebrew it for the summer. I hope they have. But yeah, Duration Cutting Grass. We've done. I think that's it. We've done 3 and 3, haven't we?
I think I've done 2 hell.
Let's talk about hell then. Let's finish on the drama. Let's put a grey cloud over the stream. What are we saying?
I've got one, if that helps.
Go
on. Duff beer. There's no point. Like, novelty, Simpsons. Piss in a can. It's just not. Just you buy it because it's a novelty. You're like, oh look, it's hey. No, stop it. I know it's 99 pence.
Duff beer. I've never had it. Honestly, never had it.
Like, just get yourself a couple of toffee yum-yums instead. Forget about that. Jesus.
I love a toffee yum-yum.
That's good.
Exactly.
So what you're saying is they've sold a beer based on Homer and Barney drinking it down Moe's Tavern.
Yeah, shows up every 6 months in Lidl's and fool me once. But saying that, they've got American Theme Week next week, and they now have another version of Duff, but it's the Lager Shandy. And I tell you, if it's anything like
Duff Radler.
Exactly, that's what it said. I just thought,
don't know about that.
No. Duff at 2.5%? I don't think so.
So what you're saying is you wouldn't go full Homer Simpson and have it fed intravenously into your veins and your arteries.
No.
Fair enough.
There'd be like a price check. It's like, there's got to be something else.
Beer I expected to feature tonight, I have to say.
Yeah. I just like think about what's really disappointing. Duff, could you expect it's The Simpsons? This will be amazing. And like, this is fucking plain.
So what about you, Tom? And your final beer hell?
Oh. It's very difficult to name another one. I'm a lover, not a hater. I've got more of a positive note. If you
the internet connection just adds like another level of comedy.
The connection's the best.
It's pretty bad. I haven't got another negative, but I would like to on a positive note, if that's okay. It's your show.
Do it.
I don't want to step on any toes. But I wanted to shout out a lot of the craft lagers that you get from a lot of the kind of more craftier places. Well, it's in the title. But William Bros do a fantastic craft lager. That's a gorgeous one. And also, Stu sent me a can of Drygate lager. Their craft lager was fantastic too.
What was it called?
Yeah.
Was it
Drygate Craft?
Was it called
I've not sent you any Drygate. Are you thinking Williams Bros?
Oh, what? No, where was the place that you visited last year? Sorry, you sent me a tin.
St Andrews Brewing Company.
St Andrews. My mistake.
I heard you talk about these guys before.
Fuck Drygate.
Come on.
We want to mention St Andrews Craft Lager along with Willie Bros Craft Lager. Lovely brews.
Good.
Had them a few times now, and a very reliable beverage to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back to hell. What is just a bad lager?
Negative Nancy.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do it. I'm going to have a go. I'm going to have a go at my local my local regional brewer, Adnams. Your dry hop lager is not very nice. Okay?
Adnams, why are you bringing Adnams into this?
They're
the finest. They're the finest of brewers. I will not.
I love Adnams. I do. I will.
I'm not having you
bring Mosaic Pale Ale on draft, keg or cask. I'm all over it. But their dry hop lager is not very good, in my opinion. And Paul's Beer Reviews has a video of my reaction to when they won Best Lager at the SEMA Beer X Awards. I swore. I did swear. But Tom the Crummy Beard always says dry hopping lagers is wrong, and I do agree with him to a certain degree. But I just don't like it. It's dry. It's too dry for me. It's very, very drying. It's nothing refreshing about it. It's bloody everywhere around me because you can't move for the stuff. So I hold a fair level of resentment towards Adam's dry hop lager. Paul's Beer Reviews is our
It's an acquired taste for sure. I think the dry hop stuff is.
It's just, I don't know. Not for me. But they're cobbled.
That's the one. That's the one I was talking about. So thanks, Paul, for backing me up here. That you've heard of it as well.
But there we go. There's the beer heaven and hell on the first episode. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Logs, do you have anything that you'd like to say? Any videos coming up?
Yes, we are just about to release episode 2 of Beer Wars. It's the little competitive show me and Tom's doing. We get £10 each and go to. We both choose a shop. Like our first episode, we both went to Home Bargains and got £10 worth of beer, and then got online and see who got the better bag of shopping. So we're just about to post our second episode, which was filmed in a co-op. Well, it wasn't filmed in a co-op. We didn't just stand in the shop. And
Can
went
weirdly
live.
be okay for
It's
beer,
outside
can't
the
it?
co-op. It was in the
Strange.
car park.
So yes, that is going to go live like right after this.
I have to say, JB's just popped in saying Donzoko, never had a Donzoko beer, but Utopian Brewing, some great stuff. Yeah, I've missed them out totally. I've kind of gone for like my beer heaven. Obviously, none of them are in beer hell. They'll all be in beer heaven, but yeah, overlooked them a little bit, I think. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. This is going to be a brand new series, Beer Heaven and Hell, coming to the channel. We're getting on the guests, just like the Lager Logs. Thanks very much for coming along, guys. I appreciate it. I knew it would. I knew there'd be some curveballs, as there always is. If you haven't checked the Lager Logs out, please go and check out the YouTube channel. It's this. It's this. No, this. This. It's just chaos. Absolute chaos. They aren't just lager; they do everything else. Just go and have a look at them. Thanks so much for coming, guys. If you haven't liked this video already, please consider it. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing as well, I'd love that too. And drop in the comments, because this is a part of this thing. A part of the idea was you to get involved. Give me your lager heaven and hell in the comments. I love speaking to you guys in the comments. I know there's some prolific commenters and I love our commentators and I love talking to you guys. But yeah, get in the comments, let me know your heaven and hell, and I will I'll reply and we can have a chat. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you very soon. Cheers. Now we'd have to do this awkward bit.